Imtiaz Gul is in our studio right now. He is the Executive Director for the Center for Research and Security Studies. Imtiaz, good to have you on the show. Adi was talking about the Taliban playing it safe. Are you surprised by Hasan Akhund? Adi mentioned some of his previous roles, but what stands out for me is he is a cleric. Are you surprised that he has been announced as the interim prime minister and Abdul Ghani Baradar as one of his deputies?
There's a little surprise on Mullah Baradar not making it to the top, but probably the Taliban are want to play it safe. Mullah Hassan has been a former foreign minister. He has been a governor of Kandahar province, the birthplace of the Taliban, and he has also been a deputy prime minister. He's not an insignificant, he's not a non-entity, but I think the Taliban wanted to play safe. That's why Mullah Ghani Baradar will actually be playing his deputy. We should not forget, the Mullah Hibatullah will remain the supreme leader, guarding and lording over it, the entire Afghanistan from Kandahar.
If you're the United States, if you're Western countries, how do you interpret this?
The Taliban haven't changed. That they have learned, they have become wiser, but intrinsically they remain the same. That's why, we were talking, Ali was talking about inclusivity, but I think there's a lot that played out behind the scene, and that was that all the people the Taliban leadership had been talking, this was actually the major reason for the delay in the cabinet, was undue, unrealistic demands that former President Hamid Karzai, former CEO Dr. Abdullah, and Ahmad Massoud placed on the Taliban. Like the Taliban tried their best to have people on board without making too many demands. A former president asking to be a president again, a former CEO asking for the same slot, and more than that, one of the former presidents was asking for 9 governorships. The Panjshiris, who have been just beaten back, they were asking for 3 independent provinces. They wanted to rule there, and basically they didn't want to enter into any truce.
The issue of inclusivity was asked by 2 different reporters during the press conference just about an hour ago. Do you think, the spokesperson for the Taliban said that this is just an acting government. Do you foresee any major changes in terms of perhaps adding people that will increase the image of inclusivity in perhaps the regular government?
Yeah, without increasing the base, without expanding the base of the government, it will be very difficult for the Taliban to make themselves acceptable. But we also have to keep in mind that they would not like to chuck out the old guard. The old guard is a core around which all commanders, all the second and third tier leadership is hanging around. So I think they will primarily remain the same. Why acting? Perhaps the caveat is the government is not interim. They have had a problem with the interim government. The government is sort of permanent, I would assume, headed by Mullah Hibatullah Akhund from Kandahar. Ministries are most probably acting so that they can reshuffle the ministers as and when needed.
I want to ask you about Pakistan. We know that the head of the ISI was actually recently in the country. They met with the senior Taliban government leaders. The Taliban came out saying, the future of this country is going to be determined by us. In fact, this was one of the questions that was asked by the role of Pakistan in the formation or the announcement of this acting government.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people, particularly also from India, from former Northern Alliance. They would like to bring in Pakistan in all single matters. The issue is Pakistan cannot determine. The lesson from Afghanistan the past 40 years has been no outsider can really determine the course of events in Afghanistan. I mean, it's a very stupid, a very naive, if not stupid idea of suggesting that Pakistan could basically handle the Taliban as its poodles. It's not the case. Yes, you always have leverages with a country which has 2,600 kilometer long border with you, but to suggest that that country is instrumental in putting together a government, a cabinet, I think it's very naive.
Okay, Imtiaz Gul, thank you for coming on. I do appreciate your analysis.